24/7. So this is your first class of Macmillan series of PPB, right? As you know that in PPB you have total 4 modules, right? We have total 4 modules here, that is module A, B, then we have module C and the D, right? So we have total 4 module in module B, module C and module D, right? Today I am going to So today we are going to have some question from module A, that is, right, from module A. So in module A we have total 25 chapters, right? The first chapter is, that is, banker and customer relationship. Okay, so this chapter is the number one question, number one chapter, that is banker and customer relationship. Then second chapter is all about your AML KYC guideline, where we are going to cover the money laundering, financing of terrorism risk, AML framework in India, know your customer policy, organization setup for AML, obligation under PML, that is Prevention of Money Laundering Act, then risk management, obligation under international agreement, FATF, identify jurisdiction, correspondent bank, reporting under FATCA and CRS, and reporting obligation, then implication of non-compliance of PMLA obligation, secrecy obligation. Then chapter number 3rd we are going to cover, that is operational aspect of KYC. So in the 3rd chapter we are going to cover the KYC norms, wire transfer, right? Then we have other operation regulation, central KYC, that is CKYCR, this we are going to cover, and monitoring of transaction. Then we have chapter number 4, that is opening account of various type of customers. So here we are going to cover the various type of customer, like blind person, minor, right? All these we are going to cover. So in this chapter we are going to cover, that is norms for opening the current account, obtaining photograph, and what is the meaning of LEI, that is legal entity identifier. Then we have chapter number 5, that is operational aspect of deposit account, right? And in this chapter we are going to cover the feature of deposit account, then interest on deposit account, then prohibition and exemption, inoperative account and unclaimed deposit, operational instruction in joint account, nomination facility, other operational guideline, attachment order, and what is the procedure for statutory authorities. Okay, so this is your chapter number 5. Then we have chapter number 6, that is about the operational aspect of handling, clearing and collection and oblique cash, right? So in this chapter, that is chapter number 6, today I'm just giving you that what is the syllabus exactly in the PPB, especially module A, because in the paid batch, which is going to start from the 26th of February, I'm going to start module A only, and parallelly on YT also I'm going to start your module A, right? So today I'm explaining you because it is having a very high weightage on your in your exam, right, as compared to other module. So definitely this module is very important, approx 25 or 30 marks it will be having the weightage part. So today I'm going to describe you that what is the syllabus of module A, right? Then we have the chapter number 6 here, that is operational aspect of handling, clearing, collection and cash. So CTS we have to cover, check truncation system, then RBI guideline on collection of instrument, then cash and its custody, then security agreement at branches, and what is the ATM exactly and what is the type of the ATM. Then we have chapter number 7, bankers special relationship. Special means that is related to in some situation, right? So we have to go through that what is the mandate, what is the meaning of mandate, then what is the meaning of power of attorney, right? In case of in what circumstances we have to opt for mandate and in what circumstances we have to opt for power of attorney, right? Then what is a banker's lien, then right of set off, and what is the right of appropriation. So all these even I am going to cover in your YT session also, and in the detailing I am going to cover in the paid batches, right? Then you have chapter number 8, foreign exchange remittance facility for individual. So you have to cover FAMA guideline here, okay? Then bringing in and taking out foreign exchange, inward remittance, outward remittance, and what is the Indo-Nepal remittance scheme, right? So what all are the provision which is included in the Indo-Nepal remittance scheme, right? This also we are going to cover. Then we have chapter number 9, that is operational aspect of NRI business. Okay, so what is the NRI account, what is the NRO account, what is the difference between these accounts, this we are going to cover in this chapter. What is the meaning of NRI and what is the meaning of permanent Indian origin, that is PIO. Then account of in India of foreign national visiting India, if they are visiting for limited time period, then how we can open their account. Special non-resident rupee account, SNRR, we called it as a SNRR account. So what is the meaning of SNRR account? Then remittance of asset which is held by the NRI and PIO, acquisition and transfer of immovable property in India by NRI. I mean what type of property, immovable property NRI can hold in the India. What is the acquisition and how they can transfer. Then creation of charge on immovable property in India. Then repat of income and sale proceed of asset which is held abroad by our NRI, right? So what is the how that income will be goes, and what is the asset which is held by the abroad by NRI and investment by NRI and PIO. So this is your chapter number 9. Then chapter number 10 is all about, that is foreign currency, right? Foreign currency account for resident and other aspects. So in this chapter we are going to cover type of account permitted in case of right NRI, and foreign currency denominated account in the India, permitted foreign currency account outside the India, and what is the remittance facility which is available of asset by foreign national, not being PIO, but who are not the PIO, right? Modes of acquiring the property outside the India by the resident, and what is our Foreign Contribution Act 2010. Then, so this module is of course a very lengthy. Cash management service, that is CMS, and its importance. So what is a cash management? What is the development in CMS? What is the importance of cash management system? Type of cash management services, challenges, issues. Then we have chapter number 12, payment and collection of check and other negotiable instruments. So what is the NI Act? What is the payment of check? How we can done that? Payment, and what is the meaning of payment of due course according to the section 10 of NI Act? Liability of the paying bank, section 31, collection of check, duties of a collecting banker, then endorsement of check, crossing of check, forged instrument, bouncing of check, and CTS, check truncation system, right? Then we have chapter number 30, right? Responsibility of paying bank, right? So that is what is the responsibility of the paying bank and what is the responsibility of the collecting bank. Okay, so NI Act we have to cover here. Then paying bank, liability of the paying banker when customer signature on the check is forged. Then payment to be in due course of bank to seek protection. Payment in the good faith, right? So this we are going to cover, that is payment in the good faith without negligence of an instrument on which alteration is not apparent. Payment by bank under mistake, whether recoverable, check truncation, and what is the responsibility of collecting bank, right? Statutory protection for collecting bank and what is the duties of collecting bank. This we are going to cover. Then we have chapter number 15, that is ancillary services. That means these all are the additional services. What is the main services of the bank? That is deposit and advances. But apart from that, there are some ancillary services also, supporting services we called it as a, right? So here we have the remittance, right? Remittance, then DD, banker check, and what is the difference between the DD and banker check? Then we have the MT here, TT, that is telegraphic transfer, NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer, RTGS, real time gross settlement system, EBT, electronic benefit transfer, mobile banking in India, electronic and digital payment, safe deposit locker, portfolio management service, merchant banking, government government business, levying of service charges. Then we have chapter number 16, that is financial inclusion and financial literacy. So what is the difference between the financial inclusion and financial literacy, right? Financial inclusion, of course, we have started in year 2013, and under the financial inclusion, government of India, they have started many schemes, right? So all these schemes we are going to cover here. That's self RCT, right? Rural Self-Employment Training Institute. What is the SHG? Inclusion by extension of banking services, BCBF. These all we are going to cover here. Okay. Then we have chapter number 70, customer service guidelines. So what is a customer service in the bank? Then policy for general management of the branches, ATM operation, security issue and risk mitigation measures, service at the counter, information to the customer, special agreement arrangement at the branches, other provision. Okay, so this is all we are going to cover under the customer service guidelines. So this is your chapter number 17, right? Now we have chapter number 18. In this we are going to cover what is the duties and right of a banker and customer right. Okay, so what is the duty of secrecy and confidential, right? One second. Right, so this we are going to cover, right? So this is your chapter number 18 about the duties and right of the bank and customer right. So in this chapter we have to cover duty of secrecy and confidentiality, duty of reasonable care, garnish order and what is the attachment order, and what is the difference between the garnish and attachment order. Then bank's right, customer awareness, then banking code and BCSBI, that is BCSBI, right? Obligation on the customer. Then we have chapter number 19, that is all about how you settle the grievance in the bank. RBI Integrated Ombudsman Scheme 2021, that is a new one which we have to cover. So model policy on the grievance redressal, internal machinery to handle customer complaint and grievances, and the new one, RBI Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. This is a new scheme, Ombudsman Scheme 2021. Then chapter number 20 is all about your Consumer Protection Act 2019, right? The earlier Consumer Protection Act, which was launched in the year of 1986, which is totally nullified now. Now the new act, that is that was actually came into the force in the year of 2019, where some amendment also happened in the year of 2021 regarding the limits, right? So all these we are going to cover. The purpose of the act, preamble and extent, act not overriding on any other law, salient new aspect of CPA 2019, definition, various fora, then Consumer Protection Council, Central Consumer Protection Authority, Redressal Commission, and what is a jurisdiction. Okay, what is a complaint to state, national, and how you can appeal against the order before the district, state, and other aspect. What is the mediation process? What is the meaning of product liability, unfair contract, data protection, and what is a CPA 29, and what is the relation of CPA 2029 with the banking services? I mean, under the Consumer Protection Act 2019, how the banking services comes under the CPA 2019. So this we are going to learn in this chapter, right? So this is your chapter number 20. Then we have chapter number 21, that is, okay, Right to Information Act, that is, okay, the last chapter of this module, Right to Information Act. That means we have to cover the Right to RTI Act, that is chapter. So total 21 chapter you have. Then what is the RTI? What is the applicability of RTI? What is the obligation of public authority? What is the meaning of public authority? Then designation of PIO in the bank. Who is the PIO? Procedure for obtaining the information, disposal of request, appeal, order in appeal. What is a CIC? Central Information Commission. What is a SIC? What is the penalty and act to have the overriding effect? Okay, so these are your chapter, that is 21 chapter you have in your module, that is A, right? Total 21 chapters. So approx weightage you are having around 28 to 30 marks. So of course it is having a very huge weightage, and even you can relate whatever you are going to cover in this module, right? You can cover, right? You can even relate with your day-to-day banking, right? RTI Act, of course we have to cover. Consumer protection, grievance redressal, integrated ombudsman scheme, what is the right of the banker, customer right, customer service guideline, financial inclusion, ancillary services, how we can deal with the NRI account, NRO account, what is the responsibility of paying bank, collecting bank, how you can do the collection of check, payment of check, then CMS, right? All we need to cover. So all these you have to cover in this chapter, right? That is operational aspect of NRI banking, then remittance facility, banker special relationship, that what is a mandate, what is a POA, what is a banker lien, right of set off, right of appropriation, okay? Then what is the meaning of banker and customer relationship, AML, KYC guideline, operational aspect of KYC, opening account of various type of customer. All these we have to cover in the module A, that is, right? So this module of course is a very having very huge weightage. So in your paid class also I am going to take your module A and module D, and Priyanshu ma'am, and Aman ma'am, she is going to take your module B and module C. So your new batch, this is going to start from the 26th of February. Right, I'll just show you where this batch is available exactly, right? Hello everyone, welcome to Officer Adda 24/7. So my name is Suprabha and I'm your PPB mentor English medium. So today we are going to start module A, right? And I have already explained you earlier that what is the syllabus, what is the total number of chapter is there in your module A. So total there are 21 chapters are there, total 21 chapter. Okay, a complete syllabus I have already explained you. Now today we are going to start the chapter number 1, that is banker and customer relationship. Okay, so this I am going to explain you that what is the meaning of the banker and customer relationship. What is the meaning of this? Okay, see, in case of bank, actually there is a certain relationship between the banker and the customer. Okay, normally what is the general relationship between the banker and customer? That is of course the debtor and the creditor. Okay, normally what happened here is whenever a customer, okay, whenever a customer, he will submit the, right, normally he will submit the form, that is account opening form, then the relation, that there will be a relation according to the banker customer relationship. There is a relation will between the banker and customer is debtor and the creditor. Okay, so these all are the debtor and creditor relationship. Okay, so there, apart from this is a general relationship. Okay, debtor and creditor is a general relationship. So whenever any customer, if he is filing and signing the account opening form, that means he or she is going to the entering into the contract with the bank. Okay, suppose I am the customer and I am depositing my money into the account, okay na, into their account. Suppose I have opened my account in the PNB, Punjab National Bank. I am the customer and I am depositing my money into my account which I have opened in the Punjab National Bank. So here actually I become the creditor. Okay, so here customer, what customer became? This is the general relationship between the banker and the customer, right? So here actually the customer became the creditor. Okay, he is the creditor and the banker, that is bank, that is the debtor. Okay, I am the creditor, I am the customer and I am the creditor. So this is actually the general relationship between the, according to the NI Act and according to the Contract Act, this is the general relationship between the banker and customer. Okay, now this money is having with the bank. Now bank become the debtor. Now bank, they can utilize that amount in the way they want. Okay, I have deposited my 1 lakh rupees with the Punjab National Bank. So this is the general relationship. I have opened my account in the Punjab National Bank and I have deposited 1 lakh rupees, right? So in that case, I became the creditor and the bank become the debtor. Now Punjab National Bank, they can utilize that amount in whatever way they want. Okay, maybe they can utilize that amount to the equity, maybe share, or maybe or anywhere. Okay, so that is actually, now bank is actually liable to give the amount back whenever the depositor demanding. Okay, so whenever I'll demand that amount back from the bank, I have deposited my 1 lakh amount with the bank. Now that bank, they can utilize that amount. Okay, 1 lakh amount they can utilize, but I can ask that amount back whenever I demand. Bank have to give me that amount. Okay, they have to give me back that amount. So they are actually, they bound the creditor about the utilization. Okay, but it is actually that bank, the PNB bank, they are liable to give that amount to me because my 1 lakh rupees is having with them and they have to that amount they have to give it me to back. Okay, but in case of lending, in case of advances, now it is like a opposite, exactly opposite. This is in case of deposit. Okay, this is the picture. General relationship, we called it as, according to the Contract Act, we called it as a general relationship, but according to the advances, in case of advances, this become just opposite. Here actually the customer became the debtor because he has taken the money from the loan. He has taken the money from the bank, and bank will be the creditor in that case. In case of loan, in case of advance. Okay. So I have taken that loan from the bank. Now bank become the creditor and I am the customer and I become the debtor. But only one condition is here, that bank require any security or maybe any document if they are providing you the loan. Okay. Only this is the difference. Otherwise the normal relationship, the general relationship between the bank and the customer is, that is always the customer is the creditor and bank is the debtor. But in case of advances, this relationship is exactly opposite. Okay. Now why is it opposite? Because in that case bank is giving you the money. Okay. So in that case bank will be the creditor, I am the debtor. I am the customer and I am the debtor. But only one difference is there. Bank need any security or maybe any document from you. Okay. From the because they are providing the loan. They are giving you the loan. Okay. And bank required maybe any security or maybe any document from your side. That means from customer side. Okay. So these are the two famous relationship, we called it as a, or the general relationship is, that is this one. Here the customer, when I am depositing my money in the bank, I am the creditor because I am the depositor. Okay na? So I am the creditor but bank is a debtor. Or I can ask whenever I want this amount 1 lakh, I can ask from the bank and bank have to pay me back. Okay. But in case of advance, bank is giving me the loan, I am the debtor now and bank is the creditor now. And with respect to that loan, bank is taking the document or maybe any security from my side. Understood? So this is your basic relationship with the bank. Okay. Now I'll show you one picture here before attempting all these questions. This picture is very important. See, if you are depositing, this is, we called it as a general relationship, right? This is actually the general relationship, okay, between the debtor and creditor. So here actually the customer is creditor when I am depositing, but exactly opposite in case of advance. Now bank will be the creditor and the customer will be the debtor. And when bank is giving you the loan, they are keeping some maybe document or maybe the security. Okay. Now there is a third relationship is, that is trustee and beneficiary, right? So according to the Indian Trust Act 1882, okay, the relationship between the bank and customer, which is based on the trust actually. Okay. So whenever bank is receiving any valuable asset or maybe any document for security in exchange for the loan provided by the bank, I am the PNB bank, sorry, I am the customer and PNB bank is providing me the loan. Okay. So here PNB bank, they are receiving some valuable asset or the document from my side. Okay. So here actually the bank will be the trustee. Okay. They have to keep it in a safe manner, right? So in case of any money deposited or any article which is left by the customer, or even in the case of loan or pay of the down, the bank will be the trustee and you are the beneficiary, because the relationship between the, okay, 1 second, huh? So the relationship between the bank and the customer is completely based on the trust, right? They are having some trust on us and even they are taking the security from our side and we are having the trust. That's why we are depositing our money. So definitely there is a based on the trust, right? Then the another relationship is like a principal and agent. Okay. So this is this relationship, principal and agent. Now who's the agent actually? Agent is normally the person who act as the one who is employed to do any act for another or represent another in dealing with the third person. ठीक है? So I am the principal, I am the customer and I am the principal, but behalf of me, that is behalf of the customer, bank actually carrying out my payment. That means they are collecting the check for me. They are like ठीक है, they are paying the bill on behalf of me, so they are acting as a agent for me. ठीक है, in the case of collection or maybe in the case of any payment of bill and all. ठीक है, so they will be acting as a agent and I'll be here the principal. ठीक है, so principal is what? That is actually the person for whom the work is done or to whom it is represented, which is called the principal. And agent is whom? Agent is actually as a person who act as the one, that is normally who is working for the principal, okay, on behalf of principal. So that relationship is what? Principal and agent. Then there is another relationship is lessor and lessee. According to the TP Act, that is Transfer of Property Act, right? The normally lessor is what? The lessor is the person who transfer the immovable property, and lessee is what? The person to whom the property is transferred. See, this is the lessor and this is the lessee. Lessor is what? Who is giving his property. So in case of safe deposit vault, that means in the case of locker, I am paying the rent to the bank. Bank actually is the owner of that property. He is giving me that property for maybe some time or maybe for years also, but for that actually I am paying the rent also. Okay, so I am the lessee here and the bank will be the lessor. The lessor is what? Actually who is having the immovable property, and lessee is what? Who is enjoying that property. ठीक है ना? So that is a lessee. A lessee is the customer and the lessor is the bank. Now there is another relationship of bailor and bailee. ठीक है? So that is another relationship. One second. ठीक है? I'll show you here. That is another relationship between the bailor and the bailee. Right? Now who is the bailor and who is the bailee? According to the Indian Contract Act, basically the bailee is what? That is the custodian of the property. So he is the bank is the like a custodian of the property. Okay, and that that goods actually belongs to whom? That is belongs to the bailor. Okay, so if I have deposited any like precious thing into the bank in the safe custody of the bank, so bank is the bailee actually. So bank is the custodian. Okay, and the custodian is what? Who is having the, okay, right? Who is actually the custodian of the safe, that is of the goods actually. Okay, so that person is the custodian of the goods. We called it as a bailee and the bailor. Bailor is the person, right, to whom the goods is belongs to. Now in case of issue of the draft, okay, there is another relationship, right? Now the bailee and bailor, there are so many relationship actually. Okay, now there is another relationship, issue of draft, right? It became as a debtor again the creditor. Similarly in the case of deposited in the bank. Okay, in case of pledge, in case of mortgage, in case of hypothecation, the relationship is pledgee and pledger, mortgagee and mortgager, hypothecatee and hypothecator. Okay, and in case of sale and purchase of security on behalf of customer. So if a bank actually they are selling the security, they are they are actually on behalf of customer, they are purchasing the security. Now what is that meaning is? Okay, what is that meaning is, if they are selling and depositing the, okay, that means they are acting as a again agent and principal, because they are working on behalf of me. Okay, they are working on behalf of me. Now if I'm depositing money but no instruction in the disposal, that means here again bank is the trustee and I am the beneficiary. So please remember this table, right? This table is actually very important. If we are talking about the exam point of view, this table is very important, right? We called it as a banker customer relationship. There are so many relationship, okay, between the banker and the customer, okay. So please remember all these, okay. So according to the banking means what? The basic purpose of banking is actually the lending and the investment, okay. So deposit and the advance, these are the basic purpose of any bank, okay. But there is a, now who is the customer actually? The customer is actually not defined by any law, but the customer is who is having the account in the bank, okay. That person is the customer. So according to that, there are so many relationship between the bank and the customer, okay. It is like a debtor and creditor, creditor and debtor, trustee and beneficiary, bailee and bailer, okay. So in case of any valuable bond, securities or other document, if we are keeping in the safe custody of the bank, okay, that means bank is the custodian, bailee, okay, and customer is the bailer here, okay. Then agent and principal, we are like bank is the agent and they are submitting the telephone bill, insurance premium, okay. They are collection the check, so they are doing work on behalf of the principal. Then the other relationship is lessor and lessee. In case of locker, we are using the bank property, okay. And for that actually we are paying the right, we are paying the rent to the bank, right? So but this is a very important point in case of lessor and lessee. See, in case of any natural calamity, that means earthquake, flood, lightning, or maybe the act of God, if there is any damage will be happen, if there is any loss of content of the item which is there in the locker, bank is completely not liable, okay. Please remember that bank is completely not liable for that, okay. So if this is actually the just the summary of the complete chapter of PPB chapter number 1, that is banker and customer relationship. This is a very important chapter, and please remember that there are so many relationship, the lessor and lessee actually, because you are enjoying the property of the bank and for that you are paying the rent in case of locker. But bank is not liable if there is any damage or loss of content due to natural calamities, that is earthquake, flood, lightning, or maybe this type of natural, the act of the God, okay. Bank is not liable, please remember that, okay, right? So that is actually, please remember this point. So basically this is the very important, okay. I have taken one picture from your book also. I'll just show you that picture, right? One second. Please remember this sheet. This is a very important, okay. वैसे I have already shown you see this picture, see this is the picture, you can just check this picture. Tomorrow we can attempt the question also. So this picture please remember, okay, that is actually the deposit in the bank, right? That means debtor and creditor. In the case of loan from the bank, creditor and debtor, safe custody, bailee and bailer. In the case of locker, lessor and lessee, collection of check, agent and principal, purchase of draft, debtor and creditor. In the case of payee of the draft, trustee and beneficiary. In case of pledge, mortgage, standing instruction, agent and principal, mortgagee and mortgager. Then in case of sale and purchase of security, again agent and principal, money deposited but instruction not given for its proposed disposal. ठीक है. Then article if you left by mistake, share given for sale, again hypothecation that is. So please remember this point. This table is very important. Okay, so all the viewers, if you are watching our channel first time, right, today JIB exam and JIB registration date is released, that is 5th of that March. Okay, so registration is going to be start from 5th of March. So please remember that date actually.